Starmer is absolutely losing it today over news he certainly didn't see coming. His MPs are defecting to the Tories, the economy is in free fall, and millions of Britons are calling for his resignation. It couldn't possibly get any worse. Labour's unity has crumbled, exposing deep divides that threaten the party's very credibility. The latest clash between Ed Miliband and Wes Streeting over past military interventions has brought simmering tensions to a boiling point. Miliband is pushing for an apology over the Iraq War, while Streeting fiercely opposes him, accusing him of trying to rewrite history for personal gain. This isn't just a simple policy disagreement, it's an all-out ideological war. Miliband aligns himself with the left-leaning anti-war faction, while Streeting champions a more centrist, interventionist foreign policy. The conflict has escalated beyond Iraq, with Streeting launching a brutal attack on Miliband's leadership, blaming him for paving the way for Labour's worst defeat in decades under Jeremy Corbyn. Such public infighting is disastrous for Labour's image, especially as they try to position themselves as a viable alternative to the current government. If they can't even agree on fundamental issues like foreign policy, what does that say about their ability to govern effectively? The timing couldn't be worse as Labour grapples with a faltering economy and public backlash against their policies. This internal strife gives their opponents plenty of ammunition. But the party's troubles don't stop there. In a shocking turn of events, Labour MPs are defecting to the Tories in unprecedented numbers, leaving Starmer scrambling to hold his party together. As Labour continues to implode, voters are left questioning whether they can trust a party that seems more focused on internal squabbles than addressing the pressing issues facing the nation. With each passing day, Labour's chances of presenting a united front, let alone winning an election, grow increasingly slim. Labour's internal squabbles just got a whole lot worse. A shocking defection has left Starmer's party reeling, and it's more than just losing a seat. This could be the beginning of a political landslide that buries Labour's hopes. Let's talk about Will Markham, a Labour councillor in Nairn, who has jumped ship to join the Conservatives. This isn't just minor local drama. It's a significant blow. Markham's defection means Labour has lost its majority on the council. It's like watching a game of political Jenga, and Starmer has just lost a crucial piece. Markham didn't hold back on why he left, stating that his former colleagues were acting in their own interests while ignoring what residents wanted. That's a damning indictment of Labour's local leadership. The Conservatives are reveling in this defection, linking it to broader issues like Labour's cuts to the winter fuel payment and the inheritance tax hikes hurting farmers. This isn't an isolated incident. Since July, Labour has lost a staggering 32 council seats while the Conservatives have gained 23. It's beginning to look like a trend, signalling something deeply wrong within Labour's ranks. Local councils may seem small compared to Westminster, but they serve as a barometer for public sentiment about national politics, and right now, that barometer is showing stormy weather for Labour. It's easy to see why people are losing faith in Starmer's leadership. From economic disasters to policy U-turns, Labour seems incapable of doing anything right. With councillors jumping ship, it's clear the rot goes all the way down to the local level. The scary part is this may just be the beginning. Whispers of discontent among Labour MPs are growing louder. If Labour starts losing MPs, it could spell game over for Starmer. While they struggle to stop their party from falling apart, they've made a decision that has everyone, from opposition parties to security experts, up in arms. Labour's recent decision to fund the United Nations Relief and Works Agency for Palestine Refugees, UNRWA, has sparked outrage across the political spectrum. While it may sound benevolent, this move carries serious implications. UNRWA faces allegations of having staff with links to Hamas, a terrorist organization. These aren't isolated incidents. Claims suggest widespread infiltration, and former officials, even some Labour supporters, are criticizing Starmer's judgment. The security concerns are significant. If the allegations hold any weight, Labour could be inadvertently supporting an organization with terrorist connections. The £3 million of additional funding isn't just a financial issue. It's a potential security risk that could strain international relations. Israel has long warned against supporting UNRWA, and other allies might view the UK's increased support unfavourably. At home, many voters, particularly those concerned about national security and foreign policy, are likely to reconsider their support for Labour. It seems Labour is determined to alienate various voter groups. After upsetting pensioners with winter fuel cuts and mismanaging the economy, they are now risking national security and international relationships. And they aren't stopping there. Their next target appears to be farmers, with a tax policy causing uproar in rural communities. Starmer's Labour Party continues to make controversial decisions, leaving many to question their strategy and judgment. Their recent moves suggest a pattern of choices increasingly at odds with public opinion and national interests. Labour, traditionally seen as champions of the less fortunate, has slashed a crucial lifeline for the elderly with the winter fuel payments. This decision was essential, especially with energy prices skyrocketing. The backlash was immediate and intense. Social media erupted with concerned posts about grandparents, while charities warned of severe consequences. Even some Labour MPs spoke out against their party's decision. In response to this controversy, a Christmas parody song criticising Starmer over the winter fuel cuts has gone viral. Titled Freezing This Christmas, set to the tune of Driving Home for Christmas, it has become an unexpected hit, outperforming pop stars and Christmas classics on the iTunes charts. More importantly, all proceeds from downloads are going to fuel poverty charities, highlighting how ordinary people are stepping up where the government has failed. This decision has severely damaged Labour's image as protectors of the vulnerable and champions of the working class. The long-term consequences could be substantial, especially regarding older voters who tend to have high turnout rates during elections. As pensioners struggle with the cold, the country faces broader economic challenges that are only worsening. The full extent of this economic downturn is yet to be revealed, but early indicators suggest it could be severe. Labour's handling of the winter fuel cuts has turned Christmas into a difficult time for millions, raising questions about the government's ability to navigate these complex issues effectively. The UK economy's recent nosedive is a far cry from its G7 leading performance just months ago. What caused this massive U-turn, and why is Labour struggling to cope? Remember when the UK economy was flying high with a GDP growth of 1.2% in just 6 months leading up to June 30th, outpacing our G7 peers? Now, the latest figures paint a grim picture. Instead of the expected 0.1% growth, our GDP actually shrank by 0.1% in October.